Hello, and welcome to part 3, Heart and Soul Journey. I am so glad that you decided to join me today to take this time to nurture yourself and to tune inward. So before we get started with our creative practice today, let's just take a moment to get present and get here. As you know, I like to light a candle, so I'm going to start with that today. And while I light the candle, I am just thinking about what my intention is. What do I want out of this moment? And let's take a few minutes to tune into our breath. So I invite you to close your eyes with me now. Take a deep breath. Just bring all of your awareness and all of your attention right to your breath. Feel your chest rising and falling. Feel your breath passing in and out of your nostrils. If you find your attention wandering elsewhere, just gently bring it back to focusing on your breath. And let's take a deep inhale in together, thinking about everything that's come before this moment, anything that's pulling you away from this moment. And as we exhale, just let that go. And let's take another deep breath in, thinking about anything that's coming, anything that you have anxiety about, you're worried about, anything you're thinking about on that to-do list. Let's take a deep inhale in together, and as we exhale, just let it go. And now let's take one final breath together. Just bringing yourself fully into this moment. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. All right, so now we're ready to get started. So before we really dive in, I want to make sure that you have everything you're going to need for this part of our journey. So first of all, we've got our books that we put together in the last session. I want to show you how I stitched mine. Really simple, just some threads in there and then just tied it together in a knot. Here's another one I made that had a little more fun with the ribbon there, has some big bows and strings on. So just do whatever works for you. So you can see as you go, these are the pages. Yeah, so make sure you have your book and then it's all ready to go. The other thing you want to make sure you have is that you've got, now you have two options here. What I'm going to be showing you is I have printed my prayer. I've printed it out on a sheet of paper that will fit inside my book. You can see like that. So that's what I'm going to be showing you. You can also handwrite your prayer. You can do that directly into your book, or you can do it on another sheet of paper and then add that into your book. All right. You want to make sure you have some collage materials. So we've got the Mod Podge, and we've got a foam brush that we can use for gluing. I've also got a couple of paints here, so I might want to add some things. I've got a stencil. Let's see, I've got a stencil and a stencil brush, so I can show you that. That's optional. If you'd like to have that, you can. And then let's see what else. Oh, and then we have our collage materials. So I've asked you in the last video to collect a number of things that you can use to collage into your book. Let me show you some of the things that I have. So I've got some images I've pulled from a magazine. I just love this flamingo. Okay, so I've got some images I've pulled from a magazine. I've also got some things that I've printed. So I've got some music that I've printed. Let's see, I got some music. I thought I had some words, but apparently I misplaced those. Let's see, what else do I have? Some stamps that I had from a different project I thought might be fun. Got some more magazine images. All right, got some scraps of some paper. I've got just some assorted things here that you can use. More images. This is some other paper I had painted that didn't get used. Might use that. I always like to have more than I really think I'll need. Also, I had this. I went to a dinner party and my friend had made these really nice little place settings, so I thought that might be fun to use. We'll see. So you just want to have a selection. Oh, this is fun too. This is a paper towel I was using to with my painting to clean up the table and whatnot, but I just love the colors in it, so I thought, I might use that too. I've got a pair of scissors and some glue, and yeah, that should be everything. So I'm going to go ahead and bring you down here so you can see what I'm up to. All right, so we are ready to get started. So I've got my book here, and I'm going to start with my prayer. You can choose to put it wherever you want in the book. I hope this is just one of many for you. I think I'm going to cut it in half so it'll fit a little better on my page. Ah, beautiful. So now it's just about putting it together in whatever way feels best for you. I want to put one of these little stamps on my page. I always like to kind of lay things out a little bit, you know, and this is where if there's something on your page that you really love, well then don't cover that up. If there's something that you don't care for so much, go ahead and cover it up. No one has to know. And you can be as involved or as simple as you want to be with this. Sometimes some things that I like to do is to kind of make a border for it. Like that. All right, so when you're ready to glue it down, I'm going to give you a couple of gluing tricks. So I like to pour out some of my Mod Podge. You know, if you've got Elmer's glue, what you can do is just water it down a little bit so it'll have a nice consistency for you, a nice spreadable consistency. And the Mod Podge dries clear. What you can do is just be kind of generous with it here. And I recommend that you glue both surfaces. So I've glued the page that I'm going to glue it to. I'm also going to glue the thing I'm gluing. So I don't know why I chose these straws. I just kind of like them. I think they look really neat. Just going to kind of spread it out so it has a nice and even. So yeah, just do what feels good to you. And if you're not sure, you can always close your eyes again, take a couple deep breaths. I'm gonna glue over it just so it's in there really good. And I might add some paint over it. It's gonna dry clear, so you're not gonna see any of that. All right. Oh, this guy too. I'm just going with what feels good for me and what is aesthetically pleasing for me. Preserving the parts of the painted pages that I really like, and covering up the parts that I don't like. I'm just kind of smoothing it all out. I got some bubbles under there. Now's the time to smooth it out. Once it dries with those bubbles, it's pretty hard to get rid of them. But be gentle with your paper. Now when I printed my paper, I printed it on a slightly thicker stock. I didn't use just regular computer paper. I wanted it to be able to hold up. Sometimes I like to cut things and make them nice clean edges like here, but I also like to rip things. You can also see I used a special cutter that did like the wavy cut. It's tricky because I'm working upside down. A piece of these. So again, we're just go with what feels good to you. All right, I like this. All right. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on top. It just helps make sure all the edges are glued down, and also gives that paper that's kind of thin a little bit of strength so that if I want to put any paint on top of it, I can. Get some more glue here. So again, while you're working, part of what makes creativity a spiritual practice for me is its ability to really bring me into the present moment. A lot of spiritual practices and meditation, that's really what they're all about. So I always like to check in with myself while I'm working. Where am I? Where are my thoughts? Are they here in this moment? Or are they elsewhere? And you know, if you notice that your thoughts are elsewhere, just gently bring yourself back. You know, what can you get curious about? Where can you be interested in what you're doing right here, right now? Ooh. Be careful. Sometimes when you put the glue, my ink's running a little bit, so I'm not going to put any more glue on top of that. Okay, so there's my start. And as soon as this glue dries, I'm going to add probably a little bit of more color. Now, I'll tell you, one trick here is you do not want to close your book or go, if I was to go and work on another page right now, and I close this book before the glue dries, I'd glue it together. That would be a mess. So while we're waiting for the glue to dry, I just want to also invite you to look at how things come together. I liked the colors of these straws, and I thought they looked nice with the colors of my page, so that's why I decided to use them. But now I want to look back at my prayer and then think about the straws and wonder, is there some message for that in me, something that those represent? For example, when I think of straws, I think of hollowness, emptiness. And there's prayer is all about having space, time, and energy for creativity. So perhaps there's some message to me about emptiness and hollowness, creating time. Also, I might look up, it might be hard for you to see, but that's a stamp. It's actually a hand-carved stamp. There we go. And I believe that it's supposed to be an octopus. And so I might look up the symbology of octopus and see if there's any message for me in that. So looking at our work and getting those kinds of messages from the synchronicity of what goes on the page, that's a practice from intentional creativity as taught by Shiloh Sophia. So that's where I learned that from Shiloh, and also from my mentor, Amber Kuilemalani Bonici. All right, so I want to also, let's see, so I would like to add a little color to this as well, I think. Just something simple. So I'm going to get some painted out. I'm just using a simple craft paint today. And I only brought this stencil brush, but what I want is I just want a little bit of color right along this edge, I think. So, this is just whatever feels good to you. Whatever you think brings it together and makes it feel yummy for you. All right, I think that's it for me. I'm just going to do one page with you right now, but I want to give you some ideas for how this book can be more than just this page. So I'm going to bring you back up so you can see me. I really want your prayer book to be more than just this one prayer page that we've done together. So I want to invite you to write another prayer. Fill your book with prayers. One thing that I started doing is I started putting some quotes in the book from me. So I love the background on this page. I love the painting. I really didn't want to cover a lot of it up. So I've just put this simple quote. And this is a quote from Julia Cameron's Artist Way. It's part of the Basic Principles. And it says, "There is an underlying, indwelling, creative force infusing all of life, including myself." I think that's all I'm going to do on this page. Nope, actually, I just saw these dolphins here, and I think I want to add these dolphins to this page. So I'm going to cut out a dolphin. Oh wait, these aren't dolphins. These are seals. Okay, cool. Well, we're going to put a seal on the page because I really like this. So I'm going to cut out a seal. I can see these seals like kind of swimming around my page. So that's something you can put in your book. You can put prayers, poems, quotes. I know I have little quotes written on Post-it notes all over the place. And they're things that I really want to remember. So putting them in this book is going to be the thing that helps them become something I really remember and see on a regular basis. I dropped my seals. There we go. Okay. All right, I'm actually going to bring you down one more time and show you what I'm putting together here. And I'm going to glue these seals down now. And so like I was saying before with the octopus, I am going to definitely look into what the symbolic meanings of seals are. You can also just think about what they represent to you. Sometimes there's some deeper meanings to things, and I love it when I look them up and then it just clicks, you know? It's like, oh, that was the message that I needed to hear. All right. Which way's up? Like that. All right, so now I have a page with some seals. It's really helpful if you want it really smooth to just use your fingers. I find it works the best. You can feel the bubbles and really push them out that way. All right. I'm gonna risk this gluing together. Because I wanted to show you using a stencil. Let's see. I have printed a number of these basic principles. Let's do this one. This one says, our creative dreams and yearnings come from a divine source. As we move towards our dreams, we move toward our divinity. All right, let's see. This paper I think is going to look really nice on this page. Yeah. Yeah, I love it. Okay. Just kind of ripping it down a little bit. And this paper was just a decorative paper I got in the scrapbook section. A couple other things I love to use for doing this kind of collage is, actually, I'm going to cut the edges. I like to use my son's artwork, and I like to use, there are my scissors, okay. I like to use my son's artwork. I like to use cards that people give to me. I just love infusing my artwork with that kind of energy, the energy of those gifts. My son's energy. There we go. I like that a lot. Okay. So I just wanted to show you this to give you an idea of something that you can do to make your book. And you can see I have this page here was kind of plain. Kind of needed something. It's a good place to put this. So you can just I want to encourage you to just really fill your book with things that are inspiring to you. get out all the, oh, I got a big bubble. There we go. Just getting out all the air bubbles now. That's part of why you get less air bubbles when you put adhesive on both sides. Awesome. All right, so another technique I want to show you on this page is using a stencil. I think I'm going to put it right there. I'm going to go with this purple color again. You can see my really fancy palette here, just a paper plate. And so one thing when you're stenciling is you don't want too much paint or it'll bleed through. So just knock off a little bit. Okay, and then just push, stamping it. You don't want to paint it like this, you want to stamp it. Make sure you're holding it down firmly. You can also use a little bit of like painter's masking tape sometimes can work really well. Sometimes it'll damage your paper, so best if you could just hold it. And one thing I like to do is just kind of peek. How's it looking? Needs a little more right there. Once you take it off all the way, you'll never get it back in the same place. So there you go. And I think just to kind of balance things out, I'm going to put one over here too. Yeah, I might put something else here later, another time. So I know that a lot of you are working on developing a daily creative practice. And I love something like this book, creating a book like this for daily creative practice, because you know, you don't always have hours to devote to something. You can almost always spend or find 5 or 10 minutes to do a creative project. So what if for the next week, this book was your creative project? And what if every day you just did one page? You know, so tomorrow I could come back and I could put something there. I could write a poem or a prayer or find a quote and add it there.
This is my finished prayer page, and I'm super excited about it. I can't wait to fill the rest of my book with more prayers and inspirations, and I hope that you'll do the same. And I hope you'll take this to the next level too and start using this book as part of your creative ritual. Start using this as a thing to help you anchor into what's really important to you every time you want to create. I know that there's a bunch of you super excited about what you created, and I know that right now you have every intention of filling your book up with more prayers and inspirations. But I also know that life gets in the way. You know, tomorrow the kids will be extra needy or the job will be super stressful, and it won't happen. But I know that it's possible to have a consistent practice, and I want to help you do that. So here's what I've decided to do. I'm offering a free Creative Spirit tune-up to as many women as I can to help you learn how to integrate your creativity and spirituality into your everyday life. We'll hop on the phone and we'll talk about why having a consistent creative practice is important to you, what stops you from having it, and we'll make a personalized plan to finally make it happen. Here's the thing. I'm a single mom, I manage my family's small business, I have my own creative business, and I have a consistent daily practice. I know that if I can do it with everything I've got going on, so can you, and I want to help you do it. So here's what you got to do. Hit reply to any of the emails that I've sent you and tell me why you're ready to have a consistent spiritual creative practice. I'll read through all the emails that I get, and I will get back to as many women as I think I can help about setting up your free call. Here's the thing. If you could have done this on your own, you already would have. Maybe you've been asking for help. Maybe you've been praying for some guidance. I'm here, and I really want to help you. So hit reply and tell me why you think now is your time. Think what it would be like if you tuned into your spirit every day. Think what would change in your life if you took time out to be creative on a regular basis. I really want to help you do that, and I hope you'll get in touch with me. I'm really looking forward to connecting with you. Blessings.